So, some of you may know, or maybe some of you may not know, my name is Clara Aguilar. I am the marketing manager for Orders in Seconds and your moderator for this webinar today. I'm going to be telling you everything we have in store regarding the speakers, the topics. On the topic, 3 cash flow strategies to grow your wholesale business. All right. And guys, we want to welcome you, newbies, welcome. And then people who have joined us before, welcome back. Okay. Today, guys, we've partnered with Settle, and you guys are going to know more about them soon to bring you this webinar. You're going to discover in this webinar the 3 strategies to optimize your cash flow and reduce costs up to 30%, guys, for wholesale businesses. How does that sound? Can I get a thumbs up in the chat? Who wants to save money? Guys, I know you want to save money. How many people know how expensive eggs are right now? I know everybody wants to save money. All right, guys. Well, that's enough. I'm ready to start a chicken coop, guys. But anyways, that's enough. That's enough about that. If you guys are interested in saving money, please put a thumbs up in the chat. All right, and let's get started. We're going to learn more about our speakers today. From the Orders in Seconds team, we have Mr. Frank Monterrosa. He is the Business Development Manager for Orders in Seconds. Frank graduated with honors and earned his bachelor's in marketing and advertising. He's participated in many leadership and entrepreneurship courses with more than 15 years experience in customer service, marketing, and sales. Currently, he manages the US and Latin America markets for Orders in Seconds. Thank you, Frank, for being here today.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Great. And for his co-hosts from the Settle team, we have Michael O'Rourke and Melissa Cafagna. Now, Michael is a partner account executive at Settle, specializing in accounting partnerships and fintech solutions. With a background in business financing and payments, he helps firms and SMBs optimize cash flow and financial operations through innovative technology. And Melissa, she is a passionate advocate for mission-driven brands, known for her customer-focused approach and her role as financing fairy godmother. I definitely want one of those with extensive experience in the financial industry. She is dedicated to helping small businesses grow through innovative and personalized financial solutions. While living in Europe for 3 years, Melissa transitioned from finance and accounting to sales, gaining cultural insights and developing a dynamic empathy that shapes her approach towards building relationships. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with her family, exploring Chicago's beautiful parks and city center, and immersing herself in hip hop and R&B music. Well, a big thank you guys, Melissa and Michael. Thank you so much for being here today and joining us for the webinar.
Thank you
Good.
for the introduction. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so sweet and good to be here.
Nice. Now, guys, make them feel welcome in the chat. I always tell you, thumbs up for Michael, Melissa, Frank, Clara over here. We're getting ready. Okay. Let's get into the agenda for today, guys. First, we're going to go into the Orders in Seconds and Settle partnership. What does that mean for new clients? What does that mean for existing clients, right? We're going to go into the challenges faced by wholesale distributors with cash flow processes and procurement. Then we're going to dive into the nitty-gritty of the 3 cash flow strategies to grow your wholesale business. You're going to be learning more about the Orders in Seconds, Settle, and QuickBooks online integrated solution and how that benefits your business. We're going to have the live Q&A session where you guys are going to get to ask questions to our host. Okay, and make sure if a question comes up during the webinar, make sure you hit the icon on the bottom of the Zoom screen that says Q&A. Just click that, and then you can submit your question. And when we're ready to get to the live Q&A, I'll just read off the questions as they've been submitted, okay? And then finally, guys, we have a special gift for all the attendees. So make sure you stay till the end. You want to take advantage of this great offer. Because again, guys, we know your time is valuable. So we definitely, our partners are always very generous. And we got a freebie today, guys. So make sure that you stay till the end. All right, so Frank, let's start this presentation. So tell us more about the Orders in Seconds and Settle partnership and what that means to the people attending today.
Perfect. Just to confirm, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Look, before I start explaining about the partnership, let me tell you a quick story that happened recently to me. So, recently I had a conversation with an existing customer who was struggling to understand why, despite having high volume of sales each month, their profits were not reflecting as expected. I don't know if that has happened to some of the distributors that are here today, but look, they thought that the problem was related that they didn't know the real cost of their product. So they were worried that they might be selling some of their product at the wrong price. So at this, this basically was hurting their profit, and that's why they couldn't clearly see, all the costs involved when importing merchandise from overseas, right? From Mexico, from China. And, I asked them, hey, how are you doing things right now? What is actually happening? Why do you think that you're not, getting the money that you're supposed to be getting, right? So they were doing this. They were managing all the expenses, all the expenses related to the landed cost, freight, insurance, custom fees, and all the things associated with the landed cost. So they were using Excel spreadsheet. However, they felt something wasn't adding up correctly. And at this, they realized that this was the root of the problem. So, that's why they were calling me, saying, hey, look, I need a suggestion or do a recommendation to start using a different system because QuickBooks Online was not able to give them or handle the level of details that they were looking for because everything was done through a Excel spreadsheet. So basically what I did is this. I explained the simply changing system might not solve the problem and suggested to talk to the right people who can help them. And what I did is I connected them with Settle. They're going to explain maybe later on exactly what happened. The platform that specializes on manage expenses, all the things related to the landed cost, and together they were able to resolve the problem. So this is the main reason, guys. This is the main reason why Orders in Seconds has partnered with Settle, because we started hearing from our customers about needs in areas where we couldn't help them directly, since our expertise in Orders in Seconds is in sales, everything related to the commercial side of their businesses. So you guys know, right, that we've been given so many webinars. OIS has many partnerships, and who, this partnership add value to our customers' operation, and Settle is one of them. So now I'm gonna let Michael tell us a bit more about Settle, and which is the company he represents, right? Michael?
Frank, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. So Settle is a very unique company that is offering inventory management, procurement, bill pay, and working capital all in one platform. And three, common problems that we're solving today are: one is, we help businesses with cash flow and seasonality issues. So with our working capital offering, we're going to help these businesses fund invoices to get product in the door, ultimately to help them scale and grow. The second is, a lot of businesses we talk to are stuck really having to choose between working in spreadsheets or an expensive overkill inventory management system, where we are going to kind of fill that gap and be a cost-effective solution for those types of businesses. And then lastly, one of the main problems that we're helping with is consolidating technology. When we speak with businesses, a lot of them have an inventory management system, a payment platform, a procurement system. So what Settle does is bring all that functionality under one roof, and ultimately we want to help bring costs down for the business.
Perfect. Let's go to the next slide, Clara, please. So now let me talk a little bit about the wholesale distributor challenges. And as you know, wholesalers and distributors face a variety of challenges, right? And their those challenges can vary depending on, on their specific business structure or the business model that they have. But some, may struggle with, as you can see, large inventory purchases, long payment terms from retailers, long lead time, while others might be struggling with freight and logistic costs, or some of them not knowing landed cost or cost of goods sold, as we heard on the sample before. So there's so many challenges related to cash flow, suppliers relationship, or even keeping up with the customer's demand in a competitive market. So if any of you here today are dealing with any of these challenges listed right here, this webinar is designed for you to help you guys. So we will cover some of these challenges in a practical solution that can make, the real difference in your businesses. With that being said, let's go ahead and go straight to the strategies and go to the next slide, Clara. Okay, now I'm going to leave Melissa go to the first strategy and expand a little bit more on that.
Hi, everyone. My name's Melissa. I'm so happy to be here today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about financing for wholesale businesses. I would say that Settle helps all inventory-focused businesses, but the challenges that present themselves to wholesalers compared to some of the other CPG brands we work with are quite unique. And so I'm happy to chat about what those challenges are and how Settle could potentially be a solution. And honestly, quite frankly, any just moderately priced debt solution will be a solution. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, so I just wanted to break down many of the problems that I've personally seen, and we're going to narrow it down to just 4. So high level, large inventory purchases, long payment terms from retailers, long lead times, and freight and logistics costs. So these are the common challenges that we see specifically when it comes to our wholesale focused businesses. So again, large inventory purchases to make sure that margins make sense for wholesale focused businesses, they often have to purchase large amounts of inventory. The problem is that you often don't see the revenue for that until months later. And so what ends up happening is you're tying your cash up into your inventory. And so what happens when you need to order more inventory? You don't have that cash yet. Settle was designed to help with that solution. So we want to make sure that wholesale founders have the ability to not drain cash reserves. And what this looks like is giving you a financing solution that's quite unique. Essentially, you can think of us as a buy now, pay later for your supply chain, where you can upload invoices and pay us back over 30 to 180 days. And let's go back to talking about how long it takes customers. Of course, retailers sometimes can take forever, and also depends on what your general lead times are for getting that inventory over to that distributor or to your 3PL. That creates another time gap, and you have to now figure out how do I figure out with that cash flow gap how to get cash to sorry, I apologize. How to get cash over to purchase more inventory. Sorry, I had a bit of a brain fart there. And another problem, again, those long lead times. So that's why Settle created this solution to help you guys. And essentially, again, you upload invoices within our platform. You can pay us back slowly over 30 to 180 days. And what this allows you to do is pay us back slowly. You can still continue to purchase inventory and use our credit because it's a revolving facility. The last thing I wanted to point out, specifically when it comes to wholesale businesses, is the freight and logistics costs can be quite expensive. So you're thinking about payments for trucking, warehousing, delivery. All of these things add up, and Settle gives you the ability to finance all of those expenses. Can we go to the next slide? Now, I could, go into the mechanisms of how Settle works, but that's not really why we're here today. We're really here to find out how can a debt solution like Settle or any debt solution help with impacting your business. One of the big things we've been able to see is an improvement in supplier relationships and margins when it comes to using a debt facility like Settle. So oftentimes you can do things like negotiate better terms with your suppliers. You can increase margins by getting into better MOQ brackets. And again, you're hitting those low cost tiers. That definitely, I think, is pain number one that we're solving. Having that capital up front allows you to negotiate more. Maybe you can pay early and qualify for a discount. So think about all the ways that capital can help for your business. Another big thing we see too is just managing seasonal demand. A lot of times there are times where wholesale businesses maybe have to stock up and then use that stock for the next 4, 5, 6 months. Settle really helps with figuring out when you have a lot of cash tied up in inventory, giving you a capital solution to deal with those that seasonality. And then the next slide. Okay. The last thing I wanted to say is in 2025, supply chain challenges keep happening, right? We just had a tariff increase. So if you are impacted by that, that's something that you could potentially use to finance with Settle. All we know is that supply chain disruptions happen all the time. And that means sometimes you need cash or credit quickly to solve that. Settle can help with those unexpected challenges that come. And the last thing I wanted to say is that a lot of times folks use our capital to make room for other investments within their business. So that could be hiring more people, that could be investing in technology for your business, like OIS, right? That could be improving logistics efficiency, figuring out how to get in touch with new suppliers when it comes to that. So ultimately, again, very flexible solution. And even if you're not thinking about a solution like Settle, thinking about a moderately priced debt vehicle will help solve a lot of these problems.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Melissa, for that. And guys, this is just the beginning, okay? You guys, we're getting into the second strategy. Melissa just went over the working capital, and now it gets even better. All right, go ahead, Michael.
Thanks, Clara.
No
Great. So
problem.
strategy number 2 is going to be accounts payable automation. So there are a lot of businesses that are still using their bank website to pay bills with ACH and wires. Ultimately, that gets the job done, but you are missing out on so much more automation and functionality that will benefit the business and your day-to-day operations. A few aspects of our AP functionality that I'm going to focus on is going to be, tracking spend without manual data entry, two-way accounting software syncs, powerful controls with roles and multi-level approvals, and the best rates on international payments. Next slide, please. So when paying a bill inside of Settle, you're going to have the option to pay from your bank account or use our working capital and have Settle pay that invoice for you. So once that bill is uploaded and you're ready to schedule, you'll be prompted to make that choice, as you can see here on the slide. So you can see on the top there, you'll have the option to pay with my bank account or finance this invoice. Next slide, please. So it's really easy to get a bill into Settle. Your 3 options are going to be to create a bill directly inside the platform. You can email a bill to your dedicated Settle inbox that can be accessed in the platform, or you can sync a bill over from your accounting software. Settle has OCR technology that will pull all the information off of the bill and populate all the necessary fields for you in Settle, saving you that manual entry, and will also itemize the bill for you at the line level, which is really cool. And when the bill gets created, it automatically syncs over into your accounting software along with the image of the bill. So once that bill is paid, That is also reflected in the accounting software, and the transaction is also going to be associated with the bill. So on the bill pay side of things, almost think of Settle as an extension of your accounting software. All the action you take in our platform is going to be represented inside the accounting software. Next slide, please. So when you're ready to pay the bill, we're going to give you the ability to set up approval workflows. So you can take this process off of your plate and delegate to other team members. Obviously, you don't want everyone to have access to your bank account. So now other team members can take over this responsibility and allow you to spend more time on the business. So they can upload the bill, schedule the payment, and before it goes out, it will need to be approved. So these approvals can have multiple conditions. So you could do it by an amount, a category, a specific class from inside the accounting software, who created it, the location or vendor. And then you can also have multiple levels of approval. So you can have, I haven't done a full test, but I bet you can have up to 20 levels of approvals inside of our system if you really wanted to. A lot of people will stick with a single level or maybe get up to 2 or 3 levels of approval, but those options are there for you. Next slide, please. Now, one of the biggest cost-saving features of Settle is our international payment rates. It is very common to be ordering inventory from outside the US, and that can get very expensive. Use Settle to get the largest possible savings on your international payment fees. Some banks are charging between $40 and $50 per transaction, and at Settle, it's only 12. So we can literally save you thousands of dollars just by using Settle to do your international payments. Next slide, please. All right, strategy number 3. So when it comes to inventory management and procurement, Settle is going to give you the tools to make informed financial decisions that will lead to profitability. So I'm going to touch on some things like accurate landed costs from the PO creation, making deposits directly from the purchase order, inventory demand planning, and our 3-way auto matching tool. So in Settle, we allow you to create and send purchase orders to your vendors and suppliers. So you can use purchase orders to order finished products, raw materials, components. And what makes our PO functionality unique is that we allow you to add all the expenses that go into ordering the inventory, such as shipping, tariffs, production costs, surcharges, etc. This is how Settle is going to calculate landed costs and cost of goods sold for you. So you'll be able to see every purchase order a SKU was included on and its landed cost history. So having these true data points, for planning and budgeting, pricing decisions, maintaining profit margins, and valuing the inventory on hand will allow you to be as profitable as possible. Next slide, please. So in most cases, you need to put down a deposit when you're sending out a purchase order. Another unique feature in Settle is that we allow you to make that deposit directly on the purchase order level. So this allows you to simplify that reconciliation process because that transaction is going to be linked to the purchase order in Settle compared to spending way too much time trying to figure out what that $20,000 transaction is associated with when you're reviewing, your bank statements from the months prior. So we're also going to create the necessary journal entries inside of your accounting software as well. Next slide, please. Now, one thing that we love to do at Settle is link documents together. So we allow you to link a purchase order to the goods received note, or what some people call the packing slip, and then link that to the bill. That way you have the entire order process connected. So by linking these documents, you can take advantage of our biggest cost saving feature, which is our 3-way auto matching. Oftentimes, what you ordered isn't what you received or really what you're being billed for. So Settle will actually do a line by line scan on all 3 of those documents to pick up any discrepancies. So normally this is a very manual process or a process that isn't even being done currently. And we actually saved a couple customers over $200,000 last year just from this feature alone.
Wow,
And then
that's a game changer. That's a
it
lot
really
of
is,
work.
and I said this to you before. I always joke this feature alone can pay for your Settle subscription just by using it. So definitely something to look into for sure.
Mhm.
And then next slide, please. And then with Settle's inventory forecasting and demand planning, we can actually give you a 26 to 52 week projection of your inventory levels by SKU based on your historical sales data. So this functionality was built to help prevent stockouts and overstocks. And we have the ability to, or you have the ability to go in and manually adjust these monthly projections based on your own historical information, and maybe there's some seasonality in the business that you want to account for. But you'll have all this information here ready for you to help make your purchasing decisions. And that should be it.
Okay, thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you so much, Michael and Melissa. You guys shared a lot of good information. And Frank, I'm sure you would agree all these features, all this information is going to help our distributors so much.
No, definitely, definitely. And remember that I was saying that we're being listening to our customers, their specific need, and here the things that you talk today are the things that are saying that they're struggling with. So I know it's going to be very beneficial to the customers, all the different strategies that you've been covering today.
Yeah, and I think, really for us, one of our main goals is to give, a lot of your customers and the people joining us today just some ideas to help them become more profitable. And I think in Settle, we have a lot of tools that are going to give you the information and data points to get there.
Correct.
Wow.
So if someone was interested in learning more about Settle, how easy is it for them to get started, Michael?
Oh, it doesn't get any easier. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to put a
Yes.
form in the chat, right? And you're going to be able to fill out, what you're
Yes.
interested in today. And we'll get into this in a couple slides, but we are going to be giving out 30-day free trials to anyone who signs up with Settle through the webinar. So very excited about that. And it's really just a great opportunity to see the platform, see what we can do, and really see how we can help your business.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, guys, so if you're interested in learning more about Settle, you guys can click that link, fill out the form, and we'll be contacting you guys, and you guys will be able to get, like he said, that's the free. We guys, we start here. You got the free gift. Everybody listen to that. They free gift. And guys, we also have a QR code. It's just for your convenience, guys. The QR code is on the slide. So if you guys wanted to just scan the QR code by,
Yep.
hitting your camera app, putting it against the QR code, and then clicking the link, you guys will be able to get to the form that way as well right now, okay? All right. And then while you guys are filling out that form, Frank is going to be going over the Orders and Seconds integration solution as a whole, how Orders and Seconds integrates with QuickBooks and Settle. Go ahead, Frank.
Yes, yes. Look, the orders and second integrated solution. Some of you that have been participating on previous webinar know that orders and second has built an ecosystem that allows us to integrate and work with different partners that are experts in their specific areas. So this collaboration helped us provide our customers a comprehensive solutions that cover all aspects of their businesses. So basically, this is how it works, how this integration works. So if you see on the middle, you're gonna see QuickBooks Online. The majority of you guys are using QuickBooks Online, right? So QuickBooks is an accounting system, right? That help businesses manage their financing and stay on top of their books. So QuickBooks basically with us in a partnership is fully integrated with Orders and Seconds, where Orders and Seconds focuses on the commercial and sales logistics side, making sure that the sales processes are smooth efficient and well organized. And at the other end, as you can see, Settle also connects with QuickBooks, and they're going to be able to handle everything related to cash flow, supplier relationship, making easier for the business, manage all the payment, maintaining good relationship with the suppliers, and keep their finances running smoothly. So if you notice, a combination of the three, we're going to be able to give you or to cover all the different areas. So combining, forces, it will strengthen the three platform. We create seamless experience for our customers. This integration will ensure that every part of your business, whether it's accounting, sales, or cash flow, is handled by expert in their specific area. So I'm pretty sure many of you are already using QuickBooks and OIS, so you got that part covered. But you might be missing the other part, which is the cash flow, the working capital, all the type of thing. It's important, right? Or some of you might be already using Settle connected with QuickBooks, but might be missing the sales part of the business, which is where we are experts on. So make sure that if you guys need information on any of the three solutions that we have, hey, fill out the form. We're going to be more than happy to, give you details how these three solutions are fully integrated and give you or add value to your company's business.
Yeah, well said, Frank. And one thing I just wanted to point out too, a lot of what we see in our day to day is you have very siloed functions where you have order in seconds, then you have QuickBooks, and then you have a couple other platforms where, with this partnership that we have, it's all going to be tied together and all the systems are going to be able to talk to each other, which is really cool.
And like the sample that was the quick story that I was explaining at the beginning, these people were thinking that since QuickBooks is limited on handling the landed costs, all the expenses, that for some reason QuickBooks is not able to solve that problem, right? But combining forces with Settle, they're going to be able to do that and all the things that they've been talking about. So that means that they don't really have to be upgraded to different solutions, or because remember, migrating from one system to another is a pain in the neck. It's a pain in the neck. So in this case, you can keep what you have. QuickBooks is, I love QuickBooks because it's really easy. Accounting is really easy with them, but again, they have limitations in some areas, and that's where we have that ecosystem that we have created in order to make sure that all the distributors, the wholesalers are able to cover the different areas and give you results, give you the right solution, the right tools for you guys and for the business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well said, Frank. So now, guys, if you're interested in asking some questions, we are up to the live Q&A part of the webinar now, guys. So don't be shy, guys. We're here. We're here for you. Okay. And I know that Robert, he had a question about a copy of the presentation. But guys, you don't get a copy of the presentation, but we will be sending you the webinar recording so you guys can replay this to your heart content. You know what I mean? So we'll be sending that out. And let me see. So if you guys have questions now, please feel free to submit the questions in the Q&A section. But we can go ahead and get started with a few I have here. Do you integrate? This is the first question. Melissa and Michael, do you integrate with QuickBooks Online and desktop?
We only integrate with QuickBooks Online, NetSuite, and another accounting software called Finaloop. Those are our three accounting software integrations. Desktop is difficult. You're going to find a lot of issues with people trying to integrate with desktop, just the nature of the system. But QuickBooks Online, absolutely.
Okay.
You know what? To add a little bit on that, many people or many companies, decide to stay with QuickBooks Desktop, specifically on their enterprise, because it's a little bit more robust than the one on QuickBooks Online. But when they discover all the things that they can do with our solution, remember, we are a complement of QuickBooks, and all the limitations that they have on the distribution side, they cover it with us. So they don't really need to be in QuickBooks Desktop unless you want to stay there. So in this case, if you're thinking, and the other thing is this, since we are a QuickBooks solution provider, we can easily help you guys to migrate from the desktop to the online. And now we're going to be able to cover all those things, because I'm pretty sure with QuickBooks Desktop, you have those limitations that we've been talking about. So you're going to have those limitations, but now you can, you can migrate from the desktop to the online at a cheaper price, having the right partners and having the right solutions that are going to cover all the different areas that you might be dealing or struggling with. Sorry, I just want to add a little bit on that answer.
No, that was great,
That's great.
Frank.
That's
I
great.
wanted to add just an additional point to that. For the financing part, though, we don't need a QBO integration for that. So if you do have any financials through whatever accounting software, we are able to help with that.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great, because
Awesome.
some of you won't like to migrate from whatever you have, right? But if you are interested on the financial part or working capital, they can still work with you guys, because that's a huge thing right there. And if you are interested, again, fill out the form. We're gonna give you a follow-up call and connect you with them, so that way they can help you with it.
Okay, and then another question, how long does the implementation typically take for a wholesale distributor? How long does the
That's a good
implementation?
question. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's a good question. And I always like to say we can move really as quick as the business wants to move. So I would say on average, for some of our customers that are, really on top of it and get the process moving, we could do it in really less than 2 weeks. It's just how
Wow.
often do you want to meet? Getting all of your SKU information over to us, getting all of your integrations set up. But we can definitely get it done in less than 2 weeks, and it's really just as quick as you would like to move.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, and now one more question. So guys, if you have any other questions for the live Q&A, make sure to submit them now, okay? Can you set up reminders to alert you to prevent stockouts or out of stock?
Yeah, so we will have alerts on our inventory demand forecasting functionality that'll let you know when you are getting low on particular SKUs. I believe in Q or in the second half of this year, we're actually going to be having some triggers in place inside of our platform where if you get to a certain level for a particular SKU, we can actually do a reorder for you. So really exciting things to come in the second half of the year in that area. But you will get alerted when you are low on inventory.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. Well, that's it for our Q&A for today. We're gonna go ahead and get to the special gift, guys. Like Michael had said, they're so generous. They've given you a 30-day free trial of Settle, and that includes 30 days for you guys to test run this software using your business data. No demo accounts, it's your business data, and you get access to every feature, guys. So how cool is that? Everything they just explained here in the presentation, you can have access to those features. Okay, so all you need to do is fill out the form that we are going to post again in the chat now. Okay, just make sure to fill out the form. And guys, this is definitely a no-brainer. Guys, who wants to save money in 2025 and scale up, right? Get more employees, build up your business. That's exactly what we want to do here. And I also wanted to make a note that if you don't have QBO, if you have another ERP system, you can still take advantage of this offer too. Okay? Just
And
fill out the form and we'll give you a call.
and Clara, one other thing I wanted to mention too, we're also going to do onboarding at no cost as well for those that attended this webinar
That's
and would like to get
awesome.
set up and settled.
Right.
Yep.
Guys, get on this. Who is not on this right now? You guys need to get to that form right now.
Hey,
Who
take
is giving
advantage.
stuff?
Take
Look,
advantage.
Settle is giving stuff for free right
Yeah.
now. That's another freebie, guys. All right, make sure you take advantage of that. All right. And now, guys, if you wanted to connect with Frank, if you had any additional questions for him regarding the business, regarding anything we've spoken about today, make sure to connect with him. Here's his contact information and send him that connection request on LinkedIn. And guys, that is all for today. This has been a wonderful webinar. We'd like to thank everyone who attended, Michael, Melissa, Frank, all our OIS customers that attended, the guests that joined from Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter as well. Guys, we're going to continue to have webinars like this about different trending topics that are important to wholesale distributors and to our manufacturers, because we believe if you guys win, then we all win, right? So please keep your head up for upcoming webinars in March. Guess what, guys? We are partnering with foodbevy.com. And next month, they're going to be sharing industry and consumer trends on the CPG market. So you don't, to stay ahead of these trends and know what to buy, you don't want to miss out on that webinar, okay? And then last month, we had another webinar with QuickBooks on Kickstart 2025, how to streamline your wholesale business with QuickBooks Online. If you missed that, I'm actually going to drop a link in the chat to our YouTube channel so you guys can check that out. And then remember, guys, when this webinar closes out, there is a survey. So if you guys fill that out, let us know, what topics are you guys interested in learning more about? Let us know about what you thought of this webinar, guys, or any ways we can improve. We are here for you. All right. So guys, thanks again for everyone here and have a great day, everyone. Thank you for joining us.